Hello athletes and fans of bodybuilding, Tarek El-Guindi with the Mr. Olympia Arnold UK. Great event, and Hadi Chubu sends a message. Hey, I am the biggest threat to Derek Lunsford. There is a significant distance between myself and Samson Dauda. The reason I say this is because Samson was at his best. Conditioning was there, the back was better. And Hadi was not as good as Arnold Ohio. But yet, he still defeated Samson Dauda. And that's a very, very impressive win. When you can actually beat a guy like Samson Dauda, not at your best, that tells me Hadi Chubu is very dangerous. Now, the speculation is on. Would this physique at the Arnold UK would have beaten Derek Lunsford? Many say no. But many say that the physique in Ohio would have beaten Derek Lunsford. All speculation, but that will be over at the 2024 Mr. Olympia. Where does Samson Dauda go from here? Well, he has to be positive about his physique getting better from Ohio to UK. Now, with a little bit of time and maybe a little bit of rest, Samson Dauda can improve the back and now still working on the conditioning. Samson is a great warrior. He can surprise everybody, but now it's time to go back to the drawing board and see what works best for him. I expect big things from Samson Dauda. Akeem Williams in third. Yes, there was that call out in Ohio where he was right there with the top three guys, Rafael Brandão, Hadi, and Samson Dauda, but yet he placed a little bit back. In UK, he was third place. In Akeem Williams, I've been judging him for a long time. He's the biggest mystery in the IFBB Pro League, because when this man is conditioned, some of his side poses, especially side chest, side triceps, are insane, Olympia-like. And remember, this guy placed sixth at the Olympia, where Brandon Curry won a few years ago. Actually, it was Rami that won. He placed sixth. And yes, he can be very, very impressive on some side poses. And yet, when it gets to the back, if he's not conditioned, he can fall out of the top 10. Akeem Williams is, once again, the biggest mystery in the IFBB Pro League. This guy can be out of the top 10 if he's not in shape, but if he's conditioned, he can attack anyone. I expect a lot of things from Akeem Williams. I know he likes to be the underdog, but I don't consider him the underdog. I know if he nails at the Olympia, he can scare every single competitor on stage. Classic physique, Wesley Vest holds off a much improved Breon Ansley and Urs Kalaczynski. They looked incredible, but Wesley Vest was able to hold them off. He has the posing down to a science. Guys, he might be the best poser along with Urs Kalaczynski, but his conditioning has been consistent. A lot of people say he was more conditioned in Ohio. Well, once again, just like Hadi Chubu, if you can beat competitors not at your best, you're really, really good guy. And I think Wesley Vest is dangerous. Is he the biggest threat to Chris Bumstead? All the speculation will be over, but Ramon Dino has a little bit more history. Ramon Dino has been there with Chris Bumstead at the Olympia battling on the final call-out. So I think Wesley Vest needs to surpass Ramon Dino at the Olympia for us to be calling him the biggest threat to C-Bump. Or he can go ahead and just win the whole thing, and then nobody's a threat to him. He's the champion. We never will know what's going to happen, only if you're there at the 2024 Mr. Olympia. Cory Morris, man, this guy had all the potential, but we've been saying he needed to refine his physique, and I think some of his downfalls have been improved tremendously. I think his arms are a bit downsized, and he had a little bit better conditioning from the back. Cory Morris is one of the favorites at any given show, but it's time to deliver at the Mr. Olympia. He needs to get into the top 4, top 3 at the Mr. Olympia and say, hey guys, I have arrived. And I expect that from Cory Morris. Moving on to the wheelchair, Gabriele Andriuli. It's the conditioning. This Italian man looks like he never had a pizza in his life, and he continues to deliver on conditioning. Remember, this guy beat Harold Kelly a few years back with conditioning, and if he continues to do that, he can always be a threat at the Mr. Olympia. Moving on to bikini, Vana August, the French professor, yes, from Tennessee. She was always a great competitor and gradually improving from one show to another. When it comes to the back pose, it's hard to beat her because she has full glutes, she's got the legs, and the waist is tiny. Her posing was perfect. Vana August is incredible, and she could very well make some noise at this Mr. Olympia. In the wellness, Leonita Chubu from Moldova. She won in Romania her pro card. She's a great competitor. And man, at the Olympia, I thought maybe she was a bit too conditioned. She kind of softened up a little bit at the Arnold UK, and this was her best physique. She's got legs and glutes for days, refined conditioning. Again, this can be a threat to some of the Brazilian girls placing at the top of the food chain at the Mr. Olympia because she's very complete. Write down her name, Leonita Chubu from Moldova. She could be in the mix at this coming Mr. Olympia. Moving on to fitness, Jaclyn Baker. I said a few weeks ago that she was sick and tired of losing and taking second and third place. And no longer is she gonna take second and third. She won Arnold UK. Her presentation, I've always thought Jaclyn was a little bit more of a artistic presentation, which she does a beautiful job. But this time she flipped the book on me. She had energy, the transitions were flawless, and it was very dynamic. But it was on the two-piece that she nailed it. She lost to Ariel, the two-piece in Ohio, but not in the UK. She beat Ariel, and that was the difference, combined with an amazing performance. Jaclyn Baker is a warrior. She's never gonna give up, and I'm telling you, this sick and tired of taking second and third might last a long time. So if you're going to the Mr. Olympia, watch out for Jaclyn Baker. In Brazil, another teacher, another professor, Luciana Santos. She wins the bikini, and she had the conditioning, especially from the back. The separation, glutes and hamstrings was there, and she's going to the Mr. Olympia. That's her second victory. Maybe another great Brazilian coming to impress in the bikini category. The year is picking up. I'm getting excited. The speculation will be over in Las Vegas, Nevada at the 2024 Mr. Olympia. I'll be there.